mom came to me this morning and said, do you want to go shopping today? And Alexa, what's today's date? The 23rd of December. I love this purse. I don't think mom believes me with how big this candle is. It's, no, you don't. It's never seen again. This could be great. This could be chaos. Who knows what we're going to be getting into today, but I need to pick an outfit. She also just came and asked me what I was wearing because she didn't want us to be too matchy. You know, we do with what we can. I honestly don't know how to dress for today. I don't really feel like I'm in the mood to do clothing shopping, and it's one of those days where we want to be comfy. I am going to wear the shoes that we bought the other day though, because they are probably the most comfortable shoes that I have for walking. As a fashion girly, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't hate some elements of it. Like, there's a lot of practicality in this, but I normally wouldn't wear these shorts unless I had something to make my legs look longer because I am so petite. This is definitely a more conservative length, but they are a little bit thicker. This gives me the kind of balance, and of course this outfit kind of has its own vibe and energy, but we're just gonna go with it. But we need to pick a perfume really quickly, and then I think we're just gonna leave the hair as is, maybe throw some texture spray in it. All of these noises, you guys saw that I got the PR package from Living Proof recently, and I actually need to use this texturizing spray again to be more consistent with it. Just to give a little something. In this, I did the blowout yesterday, and I'm trying to be better about washing my hair quite consistently. This stuff. If you haven't tried the new one from Living Proof, this is the Velvet Amber one. If you really like the Baccarat Rouge perfume or the Dossier Ambery Saffron, this smells so good. I really love a good smelling hair product. I might as well be wearing heels because I'm standing on my tiptoes. So we're just gonna finish it off with the Ambery Saffron perfume, and then we need to figure out what our jewelry is. I am almost out. We need to replace our ASAP. Jewelry wise, I think we're gonna keep it kind of simple with what I've been doing more recently, and that is the Amazon watch that I am loving, have been loving. I really stepped away from technology tracking, or at least kind of streamlined it this year. With these sleeves, you don't really see anything, so I don't necessarily need to add anything, but the thing I have been pairing with it more recently is to do a mixed metal, and this is vintage. I think mom wore it on her wedding day, and it's this beautiful just mixed gold bracelet that has small diamonds in the centers, and then you have the gold and silver. I like that it is that like expanded chain, so it always stays on, so you're really just easily needing to lock it. And then I might go with my other choice of earrings recently, which is these vintage pearls. Mom and I did a bit of a jewelry clean out a few months ago, which is also known as my annual refresh of what I want to borrow from her for an extended period, or maybe permanently. We just start moving things over here, and if she wants it back, she can come borrow it. And I took this set, actually I think I took her wedding jewelry recently. That was what I kind of stole to wear every day because I will get more use out of it. So we're gonna do that, and then maybe we will swap out my ring stack really quick and put the one that's on this finger on the other hand so that I can wear what I want to be wearing today. Oh, hands are a little bit puffy. We're starting the period, and that is yet another vintage ring that I adore. So also stolen from mom. Can we see a theme in today's jewelry? We need to throw on a lip really quick. Let's pick that. I think we're gonna do my Strathberry bag again. I love this purse. It's one of the ones that I feel like is just so stunning. It is slightly off on the coloring that I would prefer for this outfit. If we're being really technical, you know what? Because this will bug me, I think we might switch to our Chloe dupe really quickly. Little things that I can do to make an outfit feel perfect, we're gonna do it. But this style of bag is one of my favorites, and the thing with these bags is that they don't tend to sell the same style every year. So if you like it, you need to get it and get it that year that you see it, or you might be able to dig around on the internet and find it, but ever since I got this originally, I haven't seen it come out again, and it's kind of my favorite colorway. It's the perfect size. These are definitely an investment, but it's one of the ones that isn't so heavily branded, so it's great if you want something that's actually going to be a little bit more timeless, a little bit more of an option with like lots of outfits because you don't have too many things that are competing. It gives that just really classic energy where people are looking at it and maybe being like, oh hey, what is that, or like what brand is that? But this is definitely the better color option for today's look. I've taken 2 steps across the house and I can smell your perfume already. It's that much that you can smell it from there. All right, are you almost ready? Yeah. Okay, do you have the good key?
It's laying
on the counter or on the thing where it normally is? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna grab it. I'll meet you at the car. First stop of the day. Don't need anything, but I'm open to finding something. And this is such a pretty cover. What'd you find? Yes.
You said 30 instead of 25. 20.
Have we tried the gingerbread ones though?
No, I was gonna get one, but it's probably last year's.
Cinnamon molasses. This is probably sweeter than what we've been trying.
We don't have it.
Yeah, we do. We have that. It's the cinnamon one we have that tastes like a hot tamale. That is so cinnamony. That's the one that we've been drinking like 1 bag at a time. This is fun.
Yeah,
holiday.
They got new cans. We need it. Do they have a shopping mall?
Or you get just a small one.
They have a shopping mall.
I love a bookstore. I feel like shopping in person has become one of my favorite things to do this year because there's just such a nice surprise in not being served something by an algorithm and like unexpectedly finding your favorite thing. What does Kirkland's have for us today? I know you're excited. It's just so cozy in here. Wait, are we skipping a holiday? This is Valentine's? Wait. Music in here is so loud, but I love these. I just think I want to go a little more vintage with my shopping this year. Can't decide what color would be best for me. If I want the cream or colored vibes. Maybe a blue. I am so tempted to get this mirror for my bedroom instead of the one that I have currently. I really would like to transition into more gold. And the one I have currently is actually from Kirkland's. Not the one you always see in my closet, but the other one. This music is so loud. Heading into World Market now. It smells like a Lush candle. Which I don't think they make, but actually smells really good. It's almost time again.
All that greasy bad stuff for you.
Which one though?
Like Swiss Colony where it has like pepperoni.
I think I underestimated how many Bridgerton things there were in the world. But they have all the teas that we saw in Barnes & Noble here too. This could be great. Finally get to see that giant candle.
Oh yeah, I saw them. They were like $250.
I don't think Mom believes me with how big this candle is.
It's
one? No, you don't have anywhere to put it. It's huge.
I know, I saw it online.
Yeah, but you haven't seen it in person. That's so big. These are cute and tiny.
How big that tea kettle is.
I do love their tea kettles. Those are cute. I think maybe I've seen the Czech so much I'm now actually curious enough about them, but it's never seen again. That is very cute. This stuff's become so popular. She's found the candles.
They're 38.
Where? That one says 48. Where's it 38? Oh. I don't think I've ever seen a Dior bag in this style. It's so cute. I probably should have got coffee, but are you mentally hyping yourself up for your walk?
How long it's going to take?
Well, you got at least 5 benches between here and there should you need one. To help you with your hip.
At least it doesn't hurt like it did the last time. Last time I walked it really. And if you walk it worse.
Do you know why?
Is that a question?
Yeah.
Or you've got an answer?
No, I said, do you know why? No, not as a, I am not the all-knowing Google of the day. What?
Not taking the MSM because I used to take it every day, faithfully, and I slacked up.
Well, you're faithful again, aren't you?
I've been taking 2 a day.
Try to get yourself back on track.
And it's, there's something in the MSM.
Well, it's supposed to repair your cartilage, right?
Yeah, it obviously does because my hip was super black. Yeah, there's something in the MSM that works.
Well, at least you know that and you can do it. I am officially fading. This is our last stop. Thankfully, it's to get the last of the Christmas groceries. Do we need Christmas crackers? Are those Sumatras?
Yeah.
Mandarins? I've never seen them.
Sumatra mandarins.
Should we do Christmas crackers? So we just got home and I am sorting everything out currently, and I'm going to do a haul. Asher's sitting next to you, so I'm just giving him a little bit of attention. But I did wear that lip combo I put on earlier and like refreshed it, and honestly I think it might be my favorite combo that I've had on my lips in a while. Just having that darker pink on the outside. Sir, can you bring your head back here a little bit? Thank you. Having that darker pink on the outside and then the lighter in the center, it was doing all of the work for me, and I'm just really loving it. Would you like to show it off for me? There. Thank you. What a great model you are. Okay. Go see your grandma for a minute. Go on. Go. Mom needs to do a haul. I'll be with you in a minute. Can you lay down or go see your grandmother? You pick. But I'm gonna make a quick little cortado or cappuccino. I haven't decided yet. Oh. And clearly give the very needy child of mine some attention. This year I was really fortunate enough to be able to get things that I have really needed. Some of these things are in the they make my life a lot easier when I have more than one kind of category. There's some of these things that it just makes me feel mentally happier to have options and to really expand in my creativity. And I wanted to share kind of the extent of what we picked up today, but this is not in any way is meant to be bragging. I hope that anything you see inspires you for something that you might enjoy just as much as I do, but also to share with you some of the things that I purchased really specifically because of the quality of it, or things that I find are really helpful. Things that I find are really helpful in my routine. All of this kind of really suits that. Yes, there's some things that are a little bit more of an investment, but really for me, once I find that I like something and it's worth that investment, I try to make it a priority as much as I can. So let's go through this and I will share everything I got today. First store we stopped at was Barnes & Noble, and we picked up a few books. I have been such a reader for so long. Like, I have a degree in English. I love a good book, but I found that the thing for me over the last few years is that it's really just the best thing for me most of the time to choose the book when I really need it and to not like overbuy things. I know that I always have the ability to pick up books at any given time, whether or not that's from a local bookstore, whether or not that's from my Kindle. I sometimes find that maybe the best thing I need from an entire book is to listen to a specific chapter on audiobook. So I don't tend to overbuy them. It's not something that I feel the need to like overwhelmingly splurge on, because I also love the opportunity to buy them in places as souvenirs. So something like today is a treat, but it's also one of those things that is just so lovely. And I ended up picking up Little Women because I want to read more classics this year. I probably won't read a ton. I think I read 35 to 45 books this year, if that, and some of them like I probably read chunks and stopped reading. I'm really very conscious about when I'm reading, but I've never read Little Women, and I'd like to read Jane Eyre. We talked about reading Jane Eyre, but I was kind of struggling through the density of it, so I'm hoping this like ease me back into it. We looked at so many copies of this book, and this ended up being the one that felt like it had enough word spacing, felt comfortable enough to hold and read for a while. I just was feeling overwhelmingly overwhelmed by the options, but also slightly picky, and this is one that I think will be really lovely. But I also really appreciate that it has illustrations that just kind of add to the experience. The illustrations aren't anything crazy. I think they're just kind of at the beginning chapters of things. I have seen the movie, the Greta Gerwig version. I don't necessarily normally fall for the like, this is the Barnes & Noble book of the year, but the woman, when we were walking in and I was looking at it, she stopped me to say, actually, hey, they have all of the paintings that they use and like talk about throughout the book inside the cover. And I was like, you know what? Now I'm intrigued. I really am trying to read more outside of what is my normal genre of things. And this seemed interesting enough because the bottom bit here, it really talks about like a relationship between a granddaughter and her grandfather. And every Wednesday, Henry picks up Mona after school and takes her to see a great work of art, just one, a different masterpiece every Wednesday for a year. 52 weeks of consummate beauty before that beauty vanishes from Mona's sight forever. That's so sad. Together, Mona and her grandfather will experience a full range of emotions. Their enchantment as well as their sadness will be complete. From Botticelli to Basquiat, Mona will discover not only the power of art, but also the meaning of generosity, doubt, melancholy, loss, and revolt. Each week, a new form of art, and each week, another step toward an open-hearted embrace of life. I'm so curious what that means. When I was in college, I worked for a gentleman who was blind, and I was kind of his visual aid assistant with doing some of the life things. And he had actually had his sight and eventually went blind. And I remember thinking what that must be like to kind of experience living and to be able to know something and its capacity, and then later in life to no longer be able to see it, but to still try to recall it, and thinking about how that might impact my storytelling, but also how that would kind of feel to either never have had it or to have had it and then lost it. So I'm curious to know how that plays into this story. I think it'll be really interesting. I'll keep you updated on it. We did get another book. It's one of those like local history books based on our neighborhood, so Mom is very excited to peek into that. She grabbed these pedicure socks, which I think will be fun for her. Sir, you are no longer needed. Last but not least, we are big fans of the Harney and Sons tea, so we picked up the Gingerbread Festival and the Holiday Spice Black Tea. These were also in World Market, and then they were in, they might have been in Dillard's, but they were definitely in World Market and less expensive there. Second stop was in Kirkland, and we didn't end up finding anything we wanted there, but we ended up going into World Market and thought we weren't going to be getting many things, and they had so many things on sale, so we ended up picking up a couple of different Christmas mugs that are just really cute. I like a fun little Christmas mug to start my day, but we definitely need to go through and easily organize all of these things and pull them out of our cabinetry, because there's some stuff that we just don't use and love as well as we should be doing it, and it could probably find a better home. Mom grabbed this one because I have an anthropology mug that is not exactly like this, but quite similar, and she tries to replace it every, I don't know, 10 years or so if she can sneak it away from me, but it is my cup and I love it, and I think that's her version of giving me another version of it. And then we got this one. Every year we buy some kind of reindeer or something in honor of my stepdad who passed 6 years ago, and that was the gift that Mom wanted to get him this year. Asher has rejoined me to sniff things, but then we also picked up some shortbread, so Mom has that for herself, as well as some crystallized ginger, because I was thinking that I might try to do a gingerbread kind of, or a ginger cookie situation. We started with the hard candy. This was a conversation earlier. Mom was saying that she was having issues finding it. She hadn't seen it in forever. I didn't know that that was a thing. Otherwise, I probably would have picked it up previously for her. And we ended up finding it again at Dillard's. And then I got this candle. It is oolong tea and berries. And honestly, you guys would have seen me say it earlier, it kind of smells like a lush situation. It is so lovely. I don't know how to describe it, but it is not too floral. It's not like really heavily tea scented. It's like a gentle blend of everything. I'll be curious to see how this burns when we actually do it. And then I got this guy. I normally have some kind of bouquet of flowers on my desk. I've really tried to make that a part of my routine, both as just something for my like personal enjoyment, but also I found that little creative hobbies like that and like building my own flower bouquet are wonderful for me and mental health and just my creativity and kind of seeing how I enjoy things in my own way. Let me pull this up, it's gonna bother me. But I don't have a particularly wide base, and so I wanted something for the days in which I want to get a bunch of hydrangeas and kind of have everything short, and I love this. The Chateau videos that I follow tend to do a lot of fun plates like that, and I feel like they have a cabbage plate situation that always intrigues me, and today I think I've seen enough that it just is kind of wonderful. Kind of made me think of them, and I ended up wanting to pick up my own version of it. Ended up finding more of the old-fashioned like hard candy when we were at Dillard, so I ended up grabbing 2 of these. These are quite heavy. This is going to be probably where we actually invested the most and spent the most money, but I think we will get the most use out of this, and I'm very excited about it. Sir. Now, if I would have had the foresight to think about this, I would have asked for them on Black Friday, but I only have one good pair of long pajamas, and the other two pairs that I have kind of have holes in them. So when it comes to trying to stay warm in the colder months, I have things to help with it. So we got 3 pairs of the longer pajamas from Victoria's Secret. I feel like this particular style with the collaring and the just button up, there's so many brands that make different versions of it. Skims make them, Nordstrom makes their own, Target makes their own, and I haven't tried the Skims ones, but I will say of the ones that I have tried, the Nordstrom, the Target, the Victoria's Secret, these hold up the best for me. These tend to last the best, wear the best, wash the best, stay as wonderful as they are when I first purchased them, and so I'm really glad to have these. This is definitely a part of my Christmas, but it's one of those, I knew it. Mom, we walked to the store and we were thinking, oh, maybe it's not a big deal, whatever. And I thought, I really hope we don't get home and find a security tag on this. And there is one. So now we're gonna have to go back to get that big. And then I picked up one more thing for me, and then Mom picked up a few things for her. This was a kind of a big sweater. I think she's coming this way. Anyways, they had the cute little sweaters that they normally do on sale. Anyways, I love a Victoria's Secret sweater for like my morning walks, but also just as a light layer for my workout routine. And I don't mind having a nice oversized something. So this is quite big, but I think it'll be nice and cozy. I love with the bigger ones, or to have kind of the bigger option as something that I can wear like more than one day in a row whenever I'm working out, and it gives me the ability to layer things underneath it, but also it just means actual workout gear that's a little bit more tighter to my body that's going to collect the sweat, and this way it kind of has that separation in space. But I do want to move, I was telling Mom earlier, I want to move the gym from upstairs to downstairs for a lot of reasons, and I definitely wanted to make sure that I have at least a something, maybe a handful of something to be able to get through doing workouts in the basement during the winter, because it is definitely going to be cold down there. But this was on sale and it's sparkly and cute, and I'm very excited about this. And then Mom got herself a cute little sweatset so she would have something. These have the like little scrunchy bottoms at the top, and then it's just nice and cozy. And then she wanted something as well on the top, so for her days off or whenever she's just in the mood to kind of wear it. It has that side separation. It is the cute little zip up hoodie situation, and I think this will be nice and cozy. It's a little bit more casual, not particularly fitted. She likes that side space in it. Everything today was so oversized. That was honestly the one thing that every time I picked something up, she was like, it's so big. And to be fair, like, it was huge. This is a small and it's still quite large. Even the extra small, that seems like it's very big. Like, it's not, you could fit a lot in it, especially if you were an extra small. Last but not least, Mom grabbed a cute little Christmas sweater. It has doggies on it, which we love, and mine has just re-entered the chat, so I think she's going to be very excited to wear this. I think she has like an opportunity to wear a Christmas sweater to work, and she doesn't really have any, so that will be nice for her. I haven't opened Christmas presents yet, so I will come back and finish the vlog when I get to do that, but for now, someone needs attention. So the current plan for this evening is to do a little bit of kitchen rearranging. I thought I was going to pull everything in the pantry out and put it on the metal shelves that we have. Our pantry is quite small, and Mom loves a lot of baking. I feel like our pantry is small and our kitchen isn't designed for people who really like to bake and cook and kind of prioritize that as a hobby, but something that we're doing kind of consistently, which means that our kitchen isn't really in the right state for what we need. That will get fixed eventually, and so I've been trying to figure out better ways to organize it in a way that we can actually use it now. We can also understand what we have, that it makes it feel less overwhelming. But sorry, I just realized that fan is really loud. That is a constant work in progress for me, and I think that I just need to clear everything off. The bar counter that we have that's kind of in flux with stuff that I just need to say, you know what, it would serve me better to get rid of it than to wait and eventually try to use it up, because it's not something that I'm reaching for consistently enough, and like, I will be happier if I don't have to look at it. Like, that is the place I'm in. Also, this is one of Mom's cups from today. I just made a quick little cappuccino. I love our espresso machine. I'm assuming, because I've rebranded these videos, if you're somebody like me who's living with a parent that's older, one of the things that we kind of had to navigate originally with getting a coffee machine was getting one that would give me the things that I needed with it, would allow me to have some of the more fun drinks, to allow me to play with it, to have the Americanos or the espressos and anything when I wanted something kind of frothy. And then we needed to cover the basics. Like, she needed to be able to just hit the coffee button on the machine and that was it. And she loves it. She's obsessed with it. We've had it for a couple of years. This is the second machine that we've invested in. I have a full review. I will link it down on the blog, but we did the Terra Cafe first. It turned out to be good for a while and it turned out to be terrible. And now we have the DeLonghi automatic something or other and I love it. So I did one shot of decaf and then I did a regular round of cappuccino and it is nice and foamy with oat milk to give me some energy. But my order from Sephora came in, which is great because that was very quick. I wasn't ordering anything that like it needed to be here before Christmas, so whatever came whenever it did was perfect for me. And I think this will be as close as I can kind of get to having a bigger pencil, like lip pencil sharpener. That means that I can I definitely have a touch, like I need to see it to know where it is kind of a thing, or I have to be intentional about making myself look at it, otherwise it's out of sight, out of mind. And this is nice because then I'm like, okay, it's actually time to clean it. Versus my little black one, I don't feel like I know that I need to do it. It's not a habit and I'm not consistent enough with it that suddenly explodes lip pencil shavings all in the bottom of the drawer for me. And then, oh, maybe they added an extra sample in here. I used this morning. I really like the Bobbi Brown primer. And then I wanted to try, I don't know if I've tried the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask before. I feel like I've thought about it. And then of course they threw in this one, which is not necessarily what I need, but it's great. But really what I was placing my order for was a new morning face sunscreen. I stole mom's bottle of the Coola spray that she borrowed from me whenever we were doing lots of yard work and I needed something to put back in my routine. So that came in today. And then the thing that I'm going to reward myself with this evening is I did order a bunch of books the other day and I got a couple of things, you know, for myself for gifts. I ended up picking up, and I don't know when I'll get around to reading them, but I've heard Cynthia talk about Simply More, and this is kind of on my list that I know that on the morning that I'm just in the mood for it, this will kind of hit for me. And then I was quite curious about this. I'm not somebody who talks a lot about things politically, but I'm always very curious to not just hear people's stories, but to understand how they shape them. And as a storyteller, you can really tell the things that they're not putting in, the ways in which they're trying to draw this very specifically. I find the shaping of a story really fascinating as much as I do what's actually in it. And so I was kind of curious in equal parts with regards to this. I talked about this with the Vampire Diaries book that came out a couple of months ago, how I felt like it had been shaped with a very certain kind of mindset in mind, who you wanted to talk to, who you wanted to not piss off in the process of it, the things that you were specifically leaving out or not touching, or kind of the ways in which you were really narrating that story. And I find that very fascinating on my side of things. Tonight, I have purchased, we've noticed, quite a few cookbooks this year for baking. It's been part of my healing journey and really getting myself to a place, slowly taking the steps that I need to have a good relationship with everything, but also in the ways that which baking has always been kind of a creative thing for me. I feel like when I can bake, it makes cooking more fun for me because baking is something that I get to do for fun, and therefore I can So we bought cakes earlier, little theater tapping, and I didn't show you guys. This one is supposed to be a gingerbread. I threw out the things, and this one's like peach champagne. And of course I've chopped into them. We're not particularly precious about any kind of like celebrations. I think Thanksgiving's the one where we need pumpkin pie kind of a thing. But sometimes we will do stuff catering because it's just, you know, making you a cake tray. But we're going to do a quick cake test. That was not exactly.
Well, Asher wants 2 bites.
Asher would like every bite.
Well, give him a bite.
Alright, here you go.
That's the cake?
Just a bite of each. That's the...
I was going to say. And you're going to...
That's yours.
Put it back in that box.
I'm gonna shove this right back in the fridge.
I did that.
Yeah.
It seems crooked.
Alright, do you want this fork?
No, I don't like that. Fork's too big. I need the.
There's a constant preference of who gets which fork in the house, and she doesn't like the long one. She wants the short one.
I want the one that's pointy.
She wants the salad fork for everything.
You can't stab it. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the internet. Alright, so sounds like I need to make a backup pumpkin pie.
Is this yours?
I'm good. I just wanted you to try them. We gave it a shot. We're running behind a little bit, but we are heading in to see Songs on Blue. Very excited about this. This is your first time here, right? Since the hurricane?
Yeah.
So, hopefully it is good. I've seen lots of advertisements promoting this as a potential award-winning nominee. They're putting everybody up for it, but I don't want to use this camera just in case. Little sus going in.
2 hours later.
All right, what did you think? I didn't know if it was going to be, I feel like that's a good, we saw Songs on Blue, and if you're looking for family-ish movie but not necessarily kids, I think everybody will like that one. It's a good all ages one of the adult range. Just know that you're going to cry.
A lot of people don't know Neil Diamond.
I'm sure people know who Neil Diamond is. Yeah, I know who Neil Diamond is. I grew up listening to the Eagles and Skinner and like classic rock. Did I know who Neil Diamond is? People who are raised by your generation should. People who are raised by the current generation, maybe not. But no, Dad wouldn't let me listen to pop music in the car. I probably wouldn't have wanted to listen to pop music anyways.
You listen to
I listen to a lot of classic rock. I think Kit Hudson will get, I think she'll get nominated. And then until that.
She did really good.
She did really good.
Yeah.
I
didn't know she could sing.
I knew she could sing and talked about, because her mom's Goldie Hawn.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody told her, some like famous person told her years ago that she should be in the studio recording, that she should record herself, and she didn't listen. And I think she's kind of come back to music in the last 6 or 7 years and has started like doing her own stuff. And I think this is the first.
Does she sing? I mean, does she have an album?
I think she's recorded one. I don't know if it's out. I know that she.
I didn't know she could, but she's really good.
She is. So would recommend if you guys are looking for something to see over the holidays or with family, or if you're looking for something to be able to watch with family that's not necessarily, I don't know when it'll be out on streaming, but it was worth going to the theater to see. Even if I was the youngest person in the movie theater. I think I was the youngest person in the movie theater. This is also opening day for it. They put it out on Christmas Eve.